Harry, may I introduce Mrs. Adele Tosca?
Mrs. Tosca, it's a pleasure.
You know, Miss Everett, I've always admired men with power and wealth. It's a pleasure.
This Friday evening, carry on with Barbara Windsor on Wogan. Then at 7:35, Rodney's got a new motor. At 8:05, Bruce Forsyth in his very own Generation Game. Then after the news, Casualty.
Please, Please. Just come with me.
Omnibus at 10:20 investigates the illegal trade in ancient treasures, torn from their original sites to be sold on the international art market. In the film Now and Forever, a perfect marriage is threatened by a stranger's accusation.
By your own admission, you were drunk. Not in complete control of the normal restraints of a seduction. Isn't that the position?
No. She seduced me.
A tempting evening's viewing for Friday on BBC1.
Included in the Late Show's lineup on BBC2 in about 5 minutes is the announcement of the shortlist for this year's Booker Prize. There's a look at the Monet exhibition at the Royal Academy, and they pay tribute to Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. Here on BBC1, time to light the candles and dig out the tequila for a romantic evening in Old Mexico with Linda Ronstadt.
Those long summer evenings of my childhood, when the moon made strange patterns on Father's guitar as he sang enchanting songs to me, are no more. But the imagination hears the romance and wistfulness of their melodies, hears them with a sweetness as subtle as the fragrance of wild flowers dried in herbs.
These words are inscribed in a book of songs from my grandfather's homeland in Sonora, Mexico. They were written by my father's sister Luisa the year I was born. I remember the beautiful photographs of my aunt when she was a star in the 20s, performing regional folk songs and dances of Mexico and Spain. The corridos, rancheras, and huapangos that make up the music of the mariachi were passed on to me by my father. When I sing these songs, they are for me a living memory, a tradition of my family and the heritage of our region. When I was a little girl and my father sang these songs to me, I didn't always understand the language, but it never mattered because the music told me what I needed to know. It has long been a dream of mine to perform these canciones in a show where magical things happen, for Mexico is the land of magic. In my fantasy, there is a palette of Mexican colors from the 1920s, which is basically Indian. Beautiful violets, reds and blues and pinks. I wanted the design of the show to be taken from traditional Mexican art. Designs that are embroidered on clothing or painted on everyday household items. Mariachi music is a way of living. It's like a form of prayer where you meditate on your fate. But the songs say that every once in a while you manage to escape and triumph over a broken heart or illness or perhaps not getting enough to eat. That is cause for joy. That's what I really want people to understand, that while these songs of my father may be about sad things, the music is triumphant, strong, proud, and full of life. A cherished memory for me and a dream about a romantic evening in old Mexico.